2 of the semifinals. Wam versus Beastyqt, with Wam currently up in the series. Can he take a victory away from Beastyqt? Let's find out very, very soon.
Spawning on the left is going to be Wam01 with the HRE in red. Right side is going to be Beastyqt in the color blue, also in command of the HRE. And this map, being a custom map made by Adney, it has a ton of sheep. This is one of the trademarks of maps created by Adney. Tremendous amount of sheep available all across the map. And that's going to be a factor to take a look at the beginning. Especially with the HRE, you want to get as many of those as you possibly can, because sheep plus prelate boost is a very nice way to have a sustainable and long-term food eco.
Yeah, and on this map, you've got the trees kind of behind your base. It's kind of another map that's got an interesting tree line in general. So this is something to consider. And did I see someone was already going for a dock? I think it looks like Wam is. So Wam's going to be opening up with some water, but it looks like Beastyqt is doing the same thing. So very much a mirror matchup so far.
Indeed. Identical openings for both players, opening with one scout only, so no additional scouts being added, docks being placed by both, and with only one scout out there for both players, no harassment on either of those docks.
Yeah, but of course those deep sea fish are going to be what you want to get on, because those bring in a lot of food for you. So I think that's what they're going to be targeting. We see both players with a bunch of villagers on wood.
Indeed. Obviously, when you go for a fishing eco, your eco balance is slightly different in Dark Age. You want to be very heavy on lumberjacking, so you can afford going for ships. But Beastyqt and Wam as well, both of them thinking about an early barracks over here. Not something that you commonly see, but if you think about it, if you know your opponent is going for a dock, a handful of spearmen could be enough to just destroy that dock and completely deny him from fishing.
Well, there certainly aren't going to be emergency repairs for the most part. Look at that. He had... without...
It's a fake out.
Did Wam see it? That was I was wondering.
Yeah, he
did
spotted
Wam...
it.
I'm
Wam
not sure if
spotted
he'd been
it.
down there yet.
He did see it as it was being constructed. The question is whether Beasty cancelled it because he saw the scout, so it was a response to his opponent knowing it, or whether this was a deliberate fake out.
Yeah. Some trickery already. There's going to be no emergency repairs out there on the dock, which sometimes, you know, is one of the biggest things for HRE early on. It's very hard to kill those buildings because of the emergency repairs, but that dock is pretty far away, so probably not going to get it.
Yeah, it's going to take
Yeah,
quite a lot of time.
You can see it now. You can see that was canceled.
Yeah. That's a big piece of information for him. You see, defensive tower also has to come up here for Beastyqt because he's understanding that, okay, his opponent is going for a barracks commitment, so you need a defensive tower to ensure that your gold miners aren't going to get killed.
Yep, you see several fishing boats out there on the water already. Spearman chasing those sheep. No, he doesn't want to be doing that. Yeah, he's going to be going for that dock. And we've got, yeah, it looks like a tower, a defensive tower being placed there. Takes longer to build than it did before, but he should have plenty of time.
Yeah, you should have plenty of time here. And that also will protect quite a lot of villagers on the shoreline, so you can commit 4 or 5 villagers to the shorefish, which is also a nice little extra booster eco. But it looks like we do have a tower rush coming up here for Wam. Intense the tower at the back of Beasty's gold mine should be spotted rather easily here by Beasty though, so Beasty can respond to this. The question is how, because it's not like he can stop this tower. Spearman will be nearby to protect those villagers.
Mm-hmm. Here we go, a little bit of a counter towering going on the gold, so... You know, sometimes you see this in non-mirror matchups, but very interesting to see. So we've got Wam starting off with the essentially tower rush strategy, while Beasty is not. I don't know. I've got this bad feeling that Beasty is going to be able to hold this just fine. Although, I don't know, gold-wise, that's kind of like it. It's like, but he's pretty good at handling this type of pressure.
This is one of the side effects of the forest spawning at the back of your base. It essentially always means that your golds will mostly be on the front. Even if not all of them, most of your gold will be on the front. So it's much easier to play this gold denial game, and that open front of your base leaves you exposed to early aggression like this one. And Beasty could be in trouble here because, as you pointed out, there isn't really a ton of backup gold for him to work with.
Yeah, but look at all those sheep, by the way. I can't remember who had the most. We're gonna. Is he trying to train a galley? I see him showing that, but.
Oh no, Corey's showing something else. He's showing that Beasty is 3 gold short of being able to afford a galley.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he is. So close.
And yeah, he's nodding his head.
There you have the confirmation.
That's what he's trying to tell us.
I saw someone mention on I think it was on Reddit. Someone mentioned something about like observing games in virtual reality in VR. Like I'm just imagining a world of Cordunes observing with VR.
I mean, he can barely handle the camera with the mouse and the keyboard, so don't give him tougher
Shots
task than
fired.
that. Oh, we
Oh
love you,
boy!
Core.
Now he's just gonna sit there and hold the camera in one spot and punish us.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, we got all kinds of towers everywhere. You would think this was a 3DB game. Maybe this would be good warm up for Beasty if he advances to the next game. But there's that Aachen Chapel placement. Both players got it back on their wood line. Also on the gold there for Wam. You know, you talked about forward gold, but Wam did get a back gold.
It's not that backish. It's more like a side gold. It's actually comparable to Beastie's. Beastie's is slightly worse, I would say, but it's not tremendously worse. So this is sort of at least in line with the variability of the maps. So yeah, Beastie might have a slightly worse map than Wam, but it's part of random map games. Uh-oh.
He doesn't know about this. Oh!
Yoink! That's gonna be ugly.
Did he get away?
Oh,
Wow.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that
he's gonna get away.
Survived. Lucky.
Formation shuffle helped a lot here. He had to pull that low HP villager to the front. I was thinking that the tower is going to fire a third volley, but it didn't. So Beastie gets away with this one. But you see, this is the problem. Beastyqt is sitting at 77 gold, unable to afford a single galley.
Yep. So this is looking like a... Oh, there we go. He's doing the pull. There can't be any emergency repairs here, right? This ain't connected at all. And he should be able to take out that tower. Fine. He's microing his villagers back and also healing with the prelate.
Ooh, villager survives this one partly thanks to the healing ability. There is still some spearmen nearby. You might be able to yoink one or two villagers here if the micro is not correct from Beastie. Looks like indeed a villager is gonna go down over here. Some crazy flickering for whatever reason. Second villager also went down, I feel.
I mean, at the very least, that was a good amount of idle time there.
And galleys are delayed. Let's not forget that. Beastie's yet to start gathering the gold he needs for a galley. Whereas on the northern side, Wam is already sailing out with the second galley he has.
Yep.
On the other hand...
And this...
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say, yeah, he's going to go over there. And again, like we've already had the gold villagers idled. And now he's going to go over to this galley. Get it a hit. I mean, sure, Beastie's going to get one out eventually. But he's going to idle, if not kill, a good amount of these fishing boats. So he's dealing a lot of idle time to Beastyqt's economy.
Yeah, Beastie is gambling on Castle Age over here to be able to afford a Hulk, as Core is showing us. Beastie's going to have a much faster Castle Age timing. And he can garrison some of his fishing ships into the dock, might be able to dance around a little bit to buy himself time. If he can get a Hulk out, he's going to be fine. The question is, can he get a Hulk out in time to save most of these fishing ships?
Oh, he's just sitting there just short. There's the first one. Well, a few dead spearmen there, I guess, is what that was. But yeah, he's going to be losing some of these fishing ships. As he's heading up to the third age, we can see right now. But he's going to be taking some eco hits in the meantime.
Do keep in mind that there is a critical mass of galleys that can defeat a Hulk. So you also got to respect that. A single Hulk might not be enough to save the day. It should be for now for Beastie. But if Wam goes even heavier on the galleys, it's not going to be enough for Beastyqt. And you see, Wam is adding 2 more galleys here. He's going super aggro on water.
Yeah, I mean, if he can shut down that water, that's a lot of food he can stop. We could also have a little bit of a land presence here as far as... I wonder if BC's going to be training man-at-arms or knights when he gets to the next stage, if he's just going to focus on cleaning up what's on water. Yeah, look at that. Does he have 5 galleys, did we see? Oh my gosh, yeah, you're right.
And as I said, the problem is that even with the healing ability of the dock, and even with the Hulk being out there, you can overpower a Hulk with sufficient amount of galleys, or worst case scenario for Wam, just one-shot every single fishing ship, and Beastie is gonna have a Hulk that's going to defend basically nothing, because all the fishing ships will be killed by then.
So, looking quite good for Wam right now, despite the fact Beastyqt is in the third age. See what military units, looks like he's gonna go for knights. We've got 3 stables there, training up those knights, so it'll be knights versus horsemen. But there are spearmen on the other side.
Yeah, this map also has a very fine balance of water and land commitments, and those knights will definitely help out here for Beastyqt to do some land damage, but Wam is gonna have an untouched fishing eco here, and spearmen should be able to buffer him up until he can get to Castle Age and get his own knights out.
I just really want to see someone build a landmark on the island. I don't see
Why not a
someone chilling
wonder?
out on the island. A wonder, yeah. Complete water control wonder landmark.
I mean, technically speaking, if you were to play English on this map, you could go for a transport ship King's Palace out there, and then you have a TC, and you just use it for gold mining.
Yep. Yeah, there is gold out on the island too. Yeah, it's something to consider. This prelate's healing each other up there as he's grabbing those relics right now. I can only assume that was a Regent's Cathedral that he had, that he had aged up with. So he's bringing those relics in and to get that gold, and he's kind of stabilizing. He's got a Night Mass out. He's dealing with these horsemen. Nice little Wololo time. Will he grab one of them?
Oh, that's gonna be close.
Wow, that was close.
Unable to get that. And I think it's a Burgrave Palace coming up. I was just about to say this because think about it this way. Beasty's already picking up the relics. You are slow. Oh, it's a Regnitz. Not necessarily a fan of that. You need 3 relics to be able to max out its abilities, and Beasty has been picking up relics for a while. He already has 2. I don't know if Wam can secure 3 for himself.
Yep, so we've got Beasty bringing his knights into raid now. So Wam might have the sea, but Beasty's going to be applying some pressure on land. We saw this similarly in that Roostmere earlier, where one player had the sea, the other went for the land.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually a very similar game to that. There's a massive commitment from Wam. Maybe an overcommitment even. 5 galleys is a big investment. He needs to capitalize on that water big time. So, in fact, I would love to see him even adding some trade ships and trading to the northern corner. Trade ships return their value and their price very easily. And Wam needs every single bit of benefit from the water because he committed so much to win it.
Yeah, I haven't seen a whole lot of trade ships in recent days, so it would be fun to see those. Looks like he is going to be camping out those relics. Is Wam going to get even a single one will be the question here.
Yeah, still yet to pick up a relic. And he's got the Ragnitz. He is able to deny one of those relics with a galley, picking off a Predator already. So he should have at least 1.
Nice. Yes. Got pings all over the map. And it's kind of a giant wall he's built there from the water to the middle of the map.
Oh, Beasty's up to 3 relics already, going to yoink the 4th one potentially to the south, and it is going to be 4 relics HRE versus 1 in a mirror matchup. That's a tremendous advantage for Beasty.
Yep, so we've got tower being sieged down there by the Knights right now. Knights just kind of running around everywhere. It looks like Beastyqt still obviously pushed off the water by those galleys, so Wam has complete control of the water. Yeah, I would be interested to see him doing some trading with on the water, as you had mentioned. I think it'd be easy just to rally that far point right now, but I guess maybe he'll do it eventually.
Yeah, we'll have to see. For now, he's very much busy trying to clean up those Knights over there. Those Knights being so annoying. Very reminiscent of game number 1 here, actually, where Beasty was able to harass his eco quite a bit with the Knights. Beasty ended up losing that game ultimately, so we'll have to see how this game goes. But in this game, you get the feel that Beast is a much larger advantage than what he possibly had in the previous game, if he had any in the previous one.
Yep, looks like that 4th relic coming home for Beastyqt right now. So he's got 4 of those relics. Wham's going to have... Looks like he did secure 1, and that will be 200 gold income no matter where he puts it. It can go in that cathedral, but he can put it in tower or keep or whatever. That's going to be 200 gold for Wam, but Beasty got a 4 of those. Oh, a little fight there with Prelate's healing, too.
Yeah, Spearman actually taking good engagement over here. Quite a lot of Prelates out there for Beastyqt. Also mixing in some Landsknechte, so he seems to be one step ahead with the unit composition out there. Wam, he seems to be obsessed with the Spearmen. He has flooded them in the previous game. Now he's also very heavy on the Spearman department.
Yeah, these ain't no Abbasid Spearmen. They don't have the phalanx. You got I don't know. I see the Knights win in this matchup a lot of times. He's going to need a lot of Spearmen to take on this amount of Knights, especially with the healing that's going on at Beastyqt.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Especially because it's going to be difficult to kill those Prelates, since your Spearmen will do virtually no damage to those Prelates out there.
Gosh.
You see, it's an overwhelming force right now by Beasty, and the Landsknecht are yet to arrive.
This is all he has, essentially. Like, there's no... Beastyqt has this Night Mass. Wam doesn't have a whole lot. Honestly, it's kind of nice for Wam that Beasty's heading north instead of moving deeper into his base, because I don't think he would be able to stop a lot what was going on there with his Knights, but he's going to be stopping off out here.
Yeah, he's trying to break through the walls. Notably, the gold mine of Wam is also just now drying up, and he also has most of his backup gold on the front. So He's pinned inside his base with possibly no access to gold, excluding that one relic in the Ragni's Cathedral. Outnumbered in terms of army, at least on the battlefield, though the overall army numbers are technically favoring him. It's deceiving, because most of that is just galleys for Wam.
I don't know, is it Operation Move Your Villagers to the Island, take some gold time, or, you know... And he's going to lose all those stables because they're not by the town center.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh.
Decent fight being taken over here, actually. Quite a lot of
He's got
knights
some
out there for
spearmen.
Wam. Yeah,
He's got a decent amount of spearmen in this fight, but yeah, there's Lanchneck. Oh boy.
Now coming in. That should be enough for Beasty to overwhelm. And Wam has nowhere to go. Beasty, not only is he slaughtering his entire army, he's getting ready for Imperial. Beasty is turning on cruise control, and no certainty we're going into game number 3 here, because Wam, he's running out of options, he's running out of space.
And he has realized it taps out, and it ties up the series. This best of 3 will be going to game number 3 as Beastyqt gets some points on the board with the Holy Roman Empire.
Very nice game here for Beastyqt. We talked about this one. Small things can decide games in mirror matchups, and initially, this tower rush worked out for Wam. The key move from Beastyqt, being able to access that gold mine by rushing down the tower out there. And Wam, he has committed a lot to the water, but the return value came in a little too slowly. He had some fishing eco, but 5 galleys and 2 docks that he had is a massive investment. Beasty's investment into Castle Age and just going for relics paid off a lot sooner, and it showed on the battlefield.
Well, I really wonder how differently this could have played out if he'd gone for the Beargrave Palace.
Yeah.
Particularly because he was up later. So BC's got, you know, likely had the advantage on a lot of those relics. But Wham had a ton of food, right? Because he had complete control of the water. He could have really spammed out some spearmen, and that would have put a halt to that knight strategy that Beastyqt was essentially going for there early on. So
yeah,
it would
or
be interesting
man
to see
arms even.
Yeah. So it would have been interesting to see how differently that could have played out. But shoulda, coulda, woulda. Looks that's the second game we've seen today, I guess, where prioritizing land has been the victorious option.
And we're going into Dry Arabia here. Good old-fashioned Mongols versus French duel out here. Wam in command of the Mongols, Beasty with the French.
Yeah. So Mongols here versus French on what map they got? Dry Arabia. So we'll have to watch to see how Wam opens this up. I don't think it's going to be quite what we saw in the previous game with these Mongols opening, but it'll be interesting to see if he goes for those deer early on with that Gur, or how he has adjusted his opening strategy. Because I've seen a lot of players do different things at the beginnings with the Mongols, since they kind of have this Gur they start with now.
And that's going to be an early eco buff. On the other hand, as you pointed out, towers have been nerfed a tiny bit, so the probability of a tower rush is a little lower. That being said, it's not impossible that we're going to see one, especially because Mongols versus French is one of the most prominent tower rushing matchups for the Mongols. It's almost guaranteed, at least before the patch, it was almost guaranteed that you're going to see the Mongol player dropping a tower on the gold mine, trying to deny it, and to prevent the knight push from the French.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he'll be able to pull off a tower rush against Beastyqt, but he sure can try. And what a prize, both these players, if they win, they get to go on to face B. So, you know, they got a long day of games ahead of them. So, yeah, maybe Wam should warm up the cheese now. But